How's it going, my fellow super degenerates? Tommy, stacking.nyc, coming at you live here on YouTube for a very special night where we're going to get Miles Standish, Vice President of NGC Coins, in here. We'll wait just a few seconds here to give everybody a chance to get in and say hello, guys. And think about some questions you may have for Miles. Okay, he's really a great guy, and he has been on the front lines of what we're all doing in here and on here on social media in our community. It's really been amazing growth over the last few years, and I would say that Miles Standish has definitely been part of that. And as I grow on YouTube, I'm going to learn how to get him to come live with me. But for now, we're going to do this old school over the phone. So you guys are going to have to let me know that the audio is okay. Otherwise, we might have to do a take two. But let's give this a shot. Okay. Miles Standish, it's almost like you were expecting my call. Can you believe that? I can believe it. Now, guys, give me a thumbs up just to let me know that you can hear Miles okay. And we're gonna start to jump into this. Thank you, Dianellis. Miles, we have a lot of people in here tonight. I'm newer on YouTube, Miles, and I thought it was a great platform to jump in and do an interview with you. Absolutely. So it seems like mostly people can hear us, which is good. We want people to hear you. We've done interviews on Instagram live together, and they were always very enjoyable. And every time I've spent with you has been enjoyable. So, what I want to share with the people here on YouTube is a little bit about you. Uh, Tell us about like your early life growing up, and what got you into numismatics. Sounds like a silver degenerate to me. So, Miles, give me 1 second. Um, I think we're having a hard time with people hearing you. Chrissy's going to try and get me set up. So, give me 1 second. So, the next time we do this for sure, Miles, we're going to. We are. We're okay. So, but the mic is where? Hold on a second. Let me try something. Where do we think the mic is on the laptop? It's gonna be under here. All right. Give me a 1, 2, 3, Miles. 1, 2, 3. All right.
Tell us, guys, what's it sound like?
Is it a little bit better? We're gonna get this right. Could you hear the 1, 2, 3 miles? No.
Testing 1, 2, testing 1, 2. Miles Standish.
Not good. Not good. Not yet. It's bad.
Right here.
All right. Let's try this again. All right. One more time. All right. Try. Give me a 1, 2, 3.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Miles Standish.
How is that testing 1, 2, 3 miles Standish? That's better. Still better. That's better. Okay. All right. Growing pains, Miles. You see, you thought I was trying to do you a favor by bringing you here, but the truth is you're my guinea pig.
All about service, Tommy, to help the community of degenerates and stackers.
Absolutely. And you are one of the people that really does walk that walk. Okay. So let's start over. Let's start over with your early life. So people are saying they can hear now. I figured out I moved the phone closer to my microphone, and here we go. But tell us, let's step back and tell us about your early life in numismatics.
I grew up in a small Midwestern town in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Collecting started at my mom's kitchen table when I was sorting pennies through rolls, looking for wheat cents, silver dimes and dime rolls, and silver quarters and quarter rolls. And that's really where my collecting started after it was prompted to me by both my grandfather and father, where they said there was potential value of collectible coins. From there on out, I started attending small local coin shows. During high school, I used to travel to trade shows during the week, usually missing school on a Thursday or Friday to take care of my need for buying and selling coins at trade shows. So it kind of elevated all the way through school.
So like a typical silver degenerate, you were playing hooky to buy coins.
I absolutely was.
Wow. And we are not condoning this, nor are we suggesting any children who are listening to this live stream play hooky or skip school to do this. But if you want to, talk to your parents about it. So this was instilled at you in a young age, and it's interesting because this is a common theme where a family member gets us involved. For me, it was my father. Talk to me a little bit how this evolved into a career for you.
It was the summer of 1982. I attended a coin grading seminar at the American Numismatic Association summer seminar. And after I attended that class on coin grading, I got a contact from them in December of that year. After graduating from high school, I got a job offer from them in January of 1984.
Wow.
Went to work for the ANA's grading service, grading coins. Because of my capabilities, they thought that I would be a perfect coin grader, authenticator to work for them and grade coins because of my ability to be able to grade.
Interesting. And do you have 20/20 vision? Does that help?
Vision is extremely important, but I will tell you that besides your eyes, I think my mind was just made for coin grading. And it isn't only about your eyes. It's the calculations that your brain makes to determine the grade of a coin and how you see something. It's more about your brain than actually your eyes.
Gotcha. So it's sort of like that. I think Malcolm Gladwell wrote a book called Blink, and he discusses things like that with like referees, for example, how they can see things that other people don't necessarily see as quickly. So you're able to look at a coin very quickly and make a determination and really get it in.
Yeah, that's I'm sure I surprised quite a few of your listeners by saying that maybe your eyes aren't the most important thing, but I think it's the calculations your mind can make, understanding what the standard is you're working from, and making that determination time in and time again, all day long in a coin grading room.
Wow. Yeah. Right. Right. And so talk to us about the evolution of your career. And I know a little. I like to call them, the little factoids. I one time asked you how many coins you graded, and you gave me the answer. But tell us about the evolution, and then we're going to answer that question for the people in a little while. That guesstimation of how many coins you've graded. But tell us about the evolution of your career. Where did it start? Where are you now? Where's it going?
Well, in 1984, I went to work for the ANA, which owned a grading service. At the time, the ANA owned a grading service called ANAX, the name that you might know today. And after about a year of working there, the following year, I moved to California and bought and sold coins for about a 2-year period. And then PCGS started up, and I was the first full-time coin grader hired at PCGS.
The first?
First full-time grader in 1986. The fall of that year, I was full-time. And I basically worked 5, 6, 7 days a week at some points in time during my career at PCGS grading. I worked there for 29 years. I later became an owner of the company that started up, a multitude of companies that we took public in 1999. There was a lot of evolution in the time there with different kinds of holders along the way. I started to get more involved in the 90s in business development besides grading coins, and literally created the modern coin market at that time in the early 90s. And in our bulk grading is what I basically, contributed to something that had never been done before, that is higher volumes of coins from submitters at a lower cost. And this ended up being very favorable. It changed the coin business forever. It also grew the coin business and the collector base that you see today with so many popular modern coins being collected. But I believe there was a future because modern coins are, high quality, beautiful. When people buy them, they usually always keep them. They don't return them in the mail to the dealer they bought it from. They love to own them. They love to collect them. They love to build sets.
Yeah.
And I saw all this potential. And today there's millions and millions of coins between the grading services that grade these coins because the base is so strong. And I take great pride that I believed in something that I really believe that would work. I created the first strike program in 2004. I created all the autograph programs for both grading services today that seem to be so popular and widely accepted. Along my career, I added more things that I wanted to accomplish to help grow the business. 2 best-selling books with American Silver Eagles with former chief engraver John Mercanti.
And this is the last year of his design on the Silver Eagle.
Right, which we're coming up halfway through this year. We're going to have the Type 2 reverse, so it's going to be a year where we have both reverses. I'm also working with Michael Gudioso, who is the engraver of the Type 2 2021 Silver Eagle reverse. And Michael worked along with John Mercanti at the U.S. Mint. John, of course, designed and did the engraving work on the Type 1 variety. And now I get the chance to work with Michael Gudioso, who's a fabulous guy. And he obviously does incredible engraving work. And I think that all your listeners and viewers are going to really love the new design when it comes out.
It's exciting, for sure.
I think it's, 35 years, and now it's time for a new design. And that's what the Mint's going to do. And I think it's going to be quite exciting.
It is exciting. It's the passing of a torch. And, to your credit, you speak about passing the torch. Tell us about what you're doing, where you are right now, and what you're doing.
As far as future things that I'm doing, or where I'm currently at tonight.
Where you're at tonight. You're at a conference for.
I'm at a Facebook group of coin dealers that are getting together for the first time during COVID, the first trade show in Sarasota, Florida. It's in the same city as NGC is located.
There we go.
And so there's going to be, a large group of dealers that are getting together that are going to buy and sell coins here in the beautiful sunshine state of Florida.
Amazing. So dealers helping dealers, and that's something that we talk about on social media that I try to promote. We talk about Silver Degenerates trait being collaboration over competition. Rising tides lift all boats, and some dealers recognize that, and some don't. And it's great to have you in the trenches with us. We've talked about for a couple of years now. Executives, companies, major institutions in bullion and numismatics, quote, watching what we're doing on Instagram. But you were different. You weren't just watching, you were and are engaged. You're supportive. You're there with us. Talk to us about that, because I want to hear, you're the vice president of a major numismatic institution. And here you are, doing interviews with us and giving people advice and helping people on Instagram.
Well, thank you, Tommy. The bottom line is, and that is, I enjoy people that love collecting, stacking, and collecting coins, collecting bullion, gold, silver, sound money. And I made a decision that I thought that it was one of the top places where people are gathering that have this commonality of interest. And I see all these people, thousands and thousands of people. And it is a place that I said, I'm going to get to know these people and figure out what they're doing, how I can help what they're doing, how I can enhance what they're doing, maybe teach a few people, a few things that maybe they didn't know about coins in general. And, I'm a helpful person, and I think ultimately I see the passion that the community has, and I wanted to contribute to it. And I basically, I could fill it out. I could see all the different posts of so many people in the community that I knew that they weren't just collecting gold and silver bars. They weren't just collecting figurines of gold and silver, but they were collecting proof silver eagles, gold eagles, maple leaves. And I see a population of people that are going to be around for a long, long time with passion in these areas.
Passion.
And why not try to help and enhance that and help them through the process to make the experience a more gentle kind of place to trade these items and try to be accessible.
Love it.
Make myself accessible.
I love it, and you certainly have for everybody. You've been significant in as a friend and as a mentor in many ways. It's been incredible. So
we've known each other about 4 years. So I think it's roughly about 3 to 4 years.
Yeah.
So you can see I'm not just a sunshine soldier coming by and checking it out and then taking off.
That's right. You've been with me in the trenches from day one. Certainly.
I feel like my actions speak louder than my words, and that showed my commitment.
100%. 100%. So a couple people asked, and we have a lot of NGC fans in here talking about that NGC is the best, the style, all these reasons. Pegleg was singing the praises of NGC, Silverpour, lots of these guys. Can you tell us, now you've worked for all the major grading companies, tell us what in your mind sets NGC apart, besides the fact that you're there, because that definitely makes it special. But what in your mind sets NGC apart?
Well, I think, this is going to sound like a cliche that we care. I think we try harder. I think we try harder to grade coins accurately. I think we try harder to provide the best in encapsulation service in the business, period. And I mean that with a large exclamation point period. I believe we have the best encapsulation process of any grading service. And I believe our customer service still tries harder than anybody to provide the best service. Obviously the turnaround time is always an issue. And, the last year has been a challenge, but I believe that we've rose up to the top and created the best possible service. And we continue to grow the expansion on providing even better service. Sometimes it takes a little patience. Takes a little time.
The demand in the last year has been through the roof. It's risen in what we do. It's risen by something like 20%. And it's not unique to NGC to have these challenges and turnaround. Even the big bullion dealers, the coin shops. I mean, people are struggling for product. It's just a frenzy over the last year. So I think you're right. You have been rising to the challenge, certainly, for sure. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, Miles, as a young man, you were just named one of the top 10 most influential people in the numismatic world in the last 60 years. I'm going to take it a step further and say I think it's probably history, because prior to that, I don't know much about the hobby and so on before that. But tell us about that. That's a great honor.
Well, I was incredibly honored by the entire coin world publication. They put out the top 100 contributing influential people in the business that are influencers, and to fall into the top 10, I'm elated over it. I think it's just fabulous, and I'm very appreciative towards it. And
if I'm not mistaken, you were the youngest person in that group.
Yeah. It's like I said to my wife. I said, it's nice. I get an award with 10 people that because of the last 60 years, and I haven't even been around 60 years yet. And I really got full time into the coin business in the early 1980s. So that really puts me in under the 40-year clip. So I'm very proud to have received that honor. And I'm just going to keep working harder and harder to try to continue to help expand the collecting of numismatic coins, certified coins, and keep the information and knowledge. I'm going to keep on trying to publish great things on teaching people more and helping more people. That's my daily mantra.
Amazing. So one of the things that we have in common is that we both try to stay away from the I word, the investment word, and we prefer to look at it from a perspective of joy, and as a hobby, collecting and so on. Tell me about how you've seen the evolution of the hobby of stacking, of collecting numismatics, during your career. What was it like when you started? How do you see it now, and where do you see it going? It's incredible. Obviously, social media has played a big influence, but I want to hear your thoughts.
Well, one of the things that I referred to lately, just because in the last 15 years, there's 15 to actually the last 25 years, Tommy, there's been an upward cycle in growth since the advent of the internet, since the mid 90s when the internet really started up. But I was making a comment one day to someone that I've worked with for a very long time, and we've worked together at all three grading services. And we were talking about 1984, when we might grade 6,000 coins in a month. And today, 6,000 coins might happen before your first break, before lunchtime.
My Lord. So now we have to let the people off the hook. What's the answer? How many coins do you estimate you've graded personally?
My estimation is over 10 million.
Over 10 at both sides.
That's an age. Well, now in a 37-year career of grading, just over 10 million.
Just over 10 million, guys. You heard it here. That is incredible. Now, I wasn't going to tell the people, but I actually blackmailed you to get you here, because I might have a video of you having a police interaction.
Oh, you're talking about the time where I bought you lunch.
Yes, we went to Opie's in Austin. And Miles, he's not as much on the up and up as you guys might think. He was asked to get out of the car and everything.
Yeah, a little bit of a lead foot, and of course, I think it was because we were on a busy road. The officer asked me to get out of the car a little bit with Tommy, and it's a lot more dramatic than than actual results.
Oh, it's very dramatic. It was fun though, and of course, we know that you pulled out. You are truly this is true. You are a Kentucky colonel.
Yeah, the governor of Kentucky. I think it's been about 3 or 4 years now. Actually, about 4 years. Officially made me a Kentucky colonel of the great state of Kentucky. So now I have that on my list of accomplishments in life.
That's amazing, and unfortunately, you're probably only the second most famous Kentucky colonel. We got to work a little bit harder. We got Colonel Sanders.
Yeah, the only people that ever resent the fact that I'm a Kentucky colonel are my friends are from Kentucky. You can't get
that. I might have been pistol whipped. Silver Bean just did some math. He said 10 million divided by 29 years divided by 365 days is 944 coins per day. But it's more than 29 years, right?
It's 37 years.
37 years.
Yeah.
All right, let's recalculate Silver Bean. Guys, do check out Silver Bean. Great guy, great YouTube channel. Definitely. Miles, you've done so many great things in your life. You also have the Standish Foundation. Please tell us a little bit about the Standish Foundation and what you do there.
Well, actually, I don't run the Standish Foundation at all. My wife, Andrea, does. And it's the standishfoundation.org. It is a nonprofit 501(c) that helps a lot of chronically ill children, does educational programs for doctors and nurses to improve their care and handling of children, which is a little bit different than handling Tommy or Miles. It's a little, and around the country and actually around the world, my wife, who's a child life specialist, they don't have that profession in a lot of foreign countries. So they bring a lot of that knowledge to a lot of doctors and nurses to help them to make the experience less traumatic for a child. They also provide a lot of help for cleft palate surgery missions around the world. But more than 500,000 plus children have been helped by the Standish Foundation. And it's only been in existence nearly 12 years now. And we hope to exceed in the next few years over a million plus children positively affected by the efforts of the Standish Foundation for Children.
You have truly taken service to another level. You've had a tremendous impact on so many people's lives. I want to see if anybody has any questions. Is there anything else you'd like to bring up or talk about? Anything that you think I missed?
Let me think. It's just a great time to be a stacker.
It really is.
I mean, as you can probably tell from our conversation, I've literally been, quote, a stacker since the late 70s into the early 80s. But it's just so developed into an actual format that I think it's a beautiful thing. And I love it, but it's amazing how it's evolved so much with technology. And I believe that with coin grading, I think there's going to be some things that are going to be coming down the pike in the next couple of years to make coins more interactive than they actually are today.
Very nice. That's interesting. It's an interesting word.
It's a tease word, you know that, Tom.
Oh, yeah.
But I think that coins need to become more interactive with our cell phones, with our computers, with our young people, with anybody that's an avid collector. I think it's more exciting if the coins come to life. So we'll see what develops over the next couple of years. But I know that my goal is to be a part of that and help contribute to that, to expand both stacking and collecting, set building. I think that it's going to be exciting times ahead.
It is. I think you're 100% right. A couple questions. Guys, hit me with some questions. Smash the like button. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel, please. I'm going to say all the things that a YouTuber says, even though I want to be a YouTuber when I grow up. But hit me with some questions for Miles. Flatline Racer wants to know, what's the most expensive coin you've ever graded?
America's first silver dollar, which actually sold for $10 million. However, in the month of June, Sotheby's is going to be holding an auction with the only 1933 $20 St. Gaudens that is legally capable of owning. That's coming up for sale. It sold for $7.3 million in 2001, and it'll be coming up for sale in the month of June at Sotheby's auction. So it'll be interesting to see what that brings 20 years later. But it brought over $7 million 20 years ago. I don't know if it's going to bring 10 million, 15 million, or 20 million, but it'll be an interesting horse race to watch to see what that coin brings.
That should be very exciting. That's certainly in the numismatic world. Somebody brought up a question about, they phrase it more as a statement. So for the number of coins you've created, how long does the process take? And I have an idea of the answer. I know for certain coins it takes longer than others, but talk to us about that.
I had, the one thing about me and able to coin grade, I always had the uncanny ability to grade twice as much as anybody else, and I believe it was stemmed from both the way my brain would calculate the grading of coins. Yes, I do have great vision. Actually, I was better than 2020 through most of my grading years I have done. But I think the confidence level is something else that some people don't understand, that gives you that speed to grade a coin.
Right.
And I always had high confidence in what I believed what the grade of the coin was. And you have to wonder, it's not that anytime you grade a coin, is that the final grade? But I had a high degree of confidence that my grade was accurate to the standard.
Right.
And like I said, I remember having months of grading 40, 50,000 coins a month at a minimum.
Wow, that's intense.
And that's a real commitment. But I always say I was made to coin grade, and just what I was capable of doing.
Any thoughts on the new Peace, Morgan, or ASE designs?
Well, covering first the American Silver Eagle designs, the Type 1 reverse and the Type 2, I think roughly about July we'll have those come into the marketplace, July, August. I think the Mint will have some special events around that. And I think it's going to be fantastic that we have a given year with two different reverses for the same obverse for the same series. But I think that's going to be very exciting to watch, to see unfold. The Morgan and Peace Dollar series, it could be interesting. First off, I think it will be a huge success, and I suggest to anybody that loves Morgan or Peace Dollars that they buy some of these when the Mint makes them available. I think there'll be a lot of high demand for them. I think they'll be exceptionally beautiful coins. But I also think the popularity of what they're doing with the other mints, that they're using both privy marks and mint marks on the coins, I think there's going to be a huge demand for, again, there's already big demand already for 1921 Morgan and Peace Dollars. And then when these coins get into the mix, when they come out into the fall, I think it'll be an exciting program.
I think so too. It's something that certainly hits a nostalgic stream or strain within people. This is more of a bullying question. I don't know how well. I mean, you're probably fairly well positioned to answer it. Do you think that any of the mints, Silver Bean Counter wants to know, any of the mints are better than others for quality? Like, is Perth mint, are they more likely to get MS70s?
Yeah, actually, the Perth mint is one of the finest mints in the world when it comes to quality control. I've traveled to Australia and gone directly to the Perth mint and have toured their facility and also seen how their quality control works. They're very committed in the quality that they produce. The Perth mint is fabulous. There's several mints that are very good, but Perth is right up there. The CIT mint does a fabulous job with quality, and I love working with them. They've been the producer exclusively for all the individual coins that I've designed.
And you've designed several of your own coins, right?
Yeah, I've currently had 4 different designs and more things in the works of becoming.
How many mints have you been to, would you say?
I want to say about 8 or 9.
Wow. All right. Somebody was asking, what's your opinion about the graded, like pop culture coins or the icon coins, like Spider-Man or Superman?
Well, as you know, Tommy, I don't give investment advice, but I tell people to buy what they like. I think that's the key to what makes stackers who they are, and that is everybody buys it and collects themselves what they like. And it's not for me to say, right or wrong. But some people, this is a gotta have it business. A lot of the reason we have gold and silver is we just feel this internal need of gotta have it. And I think it's great that the different comic strip heroes, Superman, the Simpsons, all of them. I think starting with the Disney products that originally came out. I thought that was all fantastic. So I always suggest buy what you like.
Buy what you like. Stack what makes you happy. What's the future for signed slabs? Bodine wanted to know about signed slabs coming up later this year, the Type 2s, so on.
You're talking about autograph labels?
Yeah, autograph labels. Tell us a little about that, because you started autograph labels.
Yeah, and today NGC is the world's largest producer of autographs, hand-signed autographs. Most people wouldn't realize that, but there is one company that produces more hand-signed autographs than NGC does, and we happen to do it, matching them up with coins of different people that we have signed up for exclusive agreements. And quite honestly, we just scratched the surface on this, and I think that there'll be plenty of expansion forward. There'll be a lot of autographs. I believe the question was based on 1921 coinage. There'll be autographs of those coins that'll be in the marketplace.
Wow.
It'll be just different people that'll be tied to different people that certify those coins, that want their autograph with the coins. And I guess after that program is over, we'll see what people honed in on the most and what they liked.
Silver Bean said, I'm just going to quote this. What will it take for the U.S. Mint to do pop culture coins? It's so aggravating that all the new cool coins have the lizard on the obverse. I'm not sure who he means by the lizard, but go ahead.
Well, I think he's talking about.
We don't want to start any diplomatic rows.
The fact of the matter is, most and many mints that I know and work with, they're set up as independent businesses within the governments. So they get to operate entirely different than our U.S. Mint. Mm-hmm. And the U.S. Mint is, the world's largest coin dealer.
Right.
And they're very good for our market. However, they're very controlled on what they're allowed to do because it's basically an act of Congress or a bill that's been written, and there's specific outlining rules on how that works. So, that's why you don't always get what you want.
So in a nutshell, we could say that the U.S. Mint's hands are tied a little bit tighter.
Yeah, I mean, the U.S. Mint makes fabulous coins, but they've got, it's a real cumbersome way to operate the way it's set up. And maybe it was meant to be, maybe it's a good thing that it's that way, but it sure has made a lot of other countries interesting to collect and different.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe because of the freedom of a lot of world mints have made maybe the design ideas to open up, and that's a good thing.
It's a good thing. Flatline Racer says, tell Miles I've met Frank Gasparo, the 10th engraver to the U.S. Mint. He did a print job from him in 1992. Have you ever met him? He's such a cool, funny guy.
Frank has passed away many years ago. He was a mentor to John Mercanti, the designer and engraver of the current Silver Eagle. And the only connection that I have to Frank Gasparo is conversations with John. And he was an interesting fellow.
Very nice. Very nice. So may he rest in peace. But there's your answer, Flatline. Who else has some questions? Give me some serious questions for Miles Standish, Vice President, NGC Coins, my first choice in grading company. I love the design. I mean, look, I can speak freely, and it's, just my opinion. I prefer NGC over PCGS. PCGS has those ridges, and they seem to chip a lot on me, especially in shipping. Makes it a little bit tough, but they have some nice products that come out. But NGC is definitely is and will continue to be my preferred grading company. Miles, have the grading companies ever lost a coin in the grading process?
Definitely everything's always insured. I mean, things get lost in the mail. I remember years ago, there was a situation, with a new employee, but security is very high at grading services. I don't discuss anything particular, of course, but the security measures are quite high at NGC, and I don't know of anything there that's been missing, from our hands.
Do they ever fall on the ground? Do they ever fall on the ground?
We work in a specific area that's protected and assured that the safety of the coins is looked after.
If they fall on the ground, they're falling on a pillow, I'm sure.
Exactly. There you go.
What was the first big slab? I mean, I would have a guess on that. I would think America the Beautiful, but
well, actually, NGC developed some of those oversized slabs even before the America the Beautiful slabs. Because of all the world coins that NGC grades, they needed it long before the American Beautiful 5-ounce coins were developed.
Okay, that's good to know. Hey, Frank, how are you? This is a great question from Mark. MG11 Coins. Talk about the evolution of counterfeit coins during your career. I like that question. That's a good one.
Well, when I first got in the grading business and started learning about counterfeits, a lot of the gold coins were struck counterfeits. And it was always referred that they were made in the Middle East. And that's why I'm trying to tell this story as accurately as I can. But a lot of them were made in the Middle East on the gold side of things.
Mm-hmm.
The coins with rarity, where they might add a mint mark or change a date, those were pretty common, like a 16D dime with an added D, or a 93S Morgan dollar that was counterfeited by, I should say, altered. We refer to a coin that they start with a genuine coin and maybe add a mint mark as an alteration.
Ah, that's interesting. So they start with a genuine coin and alter it. Okay.
You might have an 1893 Morgan dollar, and you add an S on the back, and of course, then you have a 93S, one of the rarest of all the days.
Mm-hmm.
But that's an alteration, not a counterfeit.
Aha! I like the distinction. I mean, I don't like it, but I like that you made the distinction. That I learned about the distinction.
Most of the Middle Eastern gold counterfeits were all struck counterfeits from original coins, and a counterfeiter many times leaves some of the imperfections behind as clues to why it's a counterfeit from the coin that he used to make the counterfeit die.
Uh-huh. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pulling something out of my memory. It might be something I heard a few years ago from you, or something I'm making up. But weren't you on some type of, was it a task force where you were consulting either with the FBI and the U.S. Mint on counterfeits?
Yeah, that was with Investor Council Tangible Assets. I contributed help there to try to stamp out counterfeiting, coins sold on the internet. The Intangible Council of Tangible Assets has done a lot of good for the industry in that department. On my side of it, just contributing as much as I could to help. In the last 15 years, a lot of the counterfeits, Tommy, that are manufactured have come out of Asia, and they've gotten much better than they were back from when the 80s, when I first started. So, we've had to work really hard to be able to stamp them out and be able to tell that they're counterfeiters. But the Asian market, mostly out of China, produced a lot of counterfeits that were awfully good, and we just had to continue to get better.
Austin Wells is asking a great question. How hard would it be to have NGC let us use certain labels and slabs when submitting? I know certain dealers have their own, but it would be nice to have a better variety select. And in fact, we just started, you and I, the Silver Degenerates label, the first time in history that a major institutional leader like NGC Coins, thanks to your support, has recognized the social media movement and a hashtag on a slab. Now, Austin is correct. So that, for example, is my label. I paid and worked with NGC on the design. But Miles, speak to like the variety of labels available to the average person who has an NGC membership who might want to submit something.
Well, I think they can check our website to see what is available for members.
Okay.
It's the variety of labels has dramatically changed in the last 23 years since I created the first different kind of label. And I'm basically on top of Modern Grade created all the different label choices that have sprung up since roughly about 1998.
Amazing.
And it was something that I saw as something that it was a great visual that people could enjoy collecting their coins with, that told even more of a story with their coins.
Right.
And that was the key ingredient of coming out with. At that time, I came out with state quarter labels that match both the state and the state flag of that particular given quarter.
Beautiful.
And that's where the whole different colored labels craze began. And because I believe as coin collectors or stackers, we're highly intelligent visual people, and I believe that people like the look of different looking labels.
Oh, absolutely. Labels offer eye appeal. We all love to collect what we enjoy looking at.
But those are very, all the labels that we use are archive paper. They're acid free, so it doesn't affect the coins inside the holder. There is a cost element involved. So we have our limitations on, making many different labels available for society members to use, but we try to give a few that are available.
Very nice.
Ultimately, there's the setup cost. We have an art team. We have a company that researches the information or the photos that we're able to put on the labels. and it is quite costly. So, we do the best we can based on the demand.
Great. Here's a good question. Is there, off the top of your head, is there anything that you have not graded but would like to? Charlie Mack wants to know.
There's one particular coin that is a pattern coin that I've never graded. And I just wonder if we should save it for another night, Tommy.
Okay. All right. You heard it. We're going to save it for another night, guys. All right. So is it true that it is reversed? Instead of studying a counterfeit coin, experts study the coin, the original coin, so they will know if it's a counterfeit. Chris Laverso, Silver Trident Metals.
That's a very good question. And that is true. Many counterfeits are struck from authentic original coins. And that's how the dies are made, from original coins. But, as I learned a long, long time ago, counterfeiters are not perfect. They tend to always leave something behind that may have been a contact mark or an abrasion that shows up on those struck counterfeits that's repetitive time and time again on those kind of counterfeits, where he may have made thousands of them, but they all have that same defect in them, and that's what teaches us what's real and what's not.
Right. All right, guys, if you have any more questions, we'll get it done. Otherwise, I know Miles has had a long day and he's been traveling. If you have any questions, let's make it quick as we can. Miles, I personally want to give you a special shout out and thank you for helping me bring the Silver Degenerates slab to fruition. Your friendship and mentorship in so many ways has been so valuable to me. And I'm proud to call you friend. I really am. Thank you.
Thank you, Tommy. A friend right back at you.
Do you have any plans to expand your office in Florida?
We just bought over 22,000 square feet.
You heard it here. There we go. That's what they're doing to keep up with the demand.
We have, I don't know, you can check on our website, but I think it's both the buildings have nearly 100,000 square feet thereabouts. We've got a lot of space, and we continue to grow, and we're going to continue to meet that demand as we need it. And
incredible. Miles, I want to thank you for your time tonight. And basically, I have one last question for you. How you stacking?
How you stacking?
That's it. We got it. You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. Silver Degenerates. Miles Standish wants to know how you're stacking. Miles, have a great night. I love you, man.
Thank you, Tommy. I love all those stackers.
Loves us all, baby. You heard it here. Good night.
Good night.
Guys, that was awesome. He's really been there for all of us, not just me. I do consider Miles a friend and a mentor, but for you guys also, reach out to him. It's a relationship that's there to be developed. He loves being the boots on the ground. No other institution is doing this. Has somebody really there in the trenches with us, the way NGC has Miles. And let me digress. Miles spearheaded this. It wasn't like he was told by NGC, hey, this is our strategy. He's here out of joy and love and just, it's incredible. Miles, lots of gratitude from me, from the people. That's it, guys. I don't want to take any more of your time. It's Tuesday night. We'll be doing this a lot more often. I hope the next time I have Miles on here, we're going to be doing something a lot more fun where we'll actually be on the screen at the same time. So we're going to be evolving this channel, the Tuesday Night Lives, the discussions. With your support, we're going to have better and better content. We'll do more and more interviews, guys. And I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, supporting the Silver Degenerates movement and doing what we're doing here on social media. Thank you all. How you stacking?